I'm back. It's Jacqueline Kelly, and welcome to the interview.
The dolphins live in the open sea, and the gypsies live in the forest, while the owls and the crows and the short-foot does still live like those before us.
People were calling out my name on the street. They're saying, "Hey, you're the guy that was in Gypsies in the Forest." And I was like, "Yeah, that was me."
It was an experience, to say the least. I thought that, for the most part, it was very unprofessional, very amateur set. Kyle and Jackie, they weren't the best of actors and actresses, but I did with them what I could.
I just recorded
trying to do an interview here. Drew is just constantly on drugs. He's a method actor out of all of us. He's just taking berries and more berries. Berries on berries on berries on berries, and he just, it wasn't that he was eating berries, it's just he was putting hydrocodone in the berries. Jackie was great. She knew her lines every day. She's just great. She's a good actress. I'm glad she went on to become a movie star. Can you call her that?
At the time, Marcus was this no-name director, and he had this art film background, but the audiences loved it, and they loved Drew. Oof, they loved Drew in the film.
It was just hard to work with him, you know. And Jackie, the only reason she got the role is because she was fucking the director. But otherwise, I think it was an okay experience. But you got to do what you got to do.
I didn't know much about what was going on. I remember the director, he came up to me, I don't remember his name. He said to me, "Cameron, I want you in this movie." And I told him sure. And after that, it's history.
I don't want to talk about Cameron. I don't like him. Cameron is one hell of a person to work with in terms of making the whole thing awful. Terrible and awful. The whole scene that we did, the whole 2-second scene that he was in, he was complaining about gelato, about having to walk up a 75-mile hike. Because Cameron, it was just fucking awful to film with him. He would sit there, he would refuse to rub beards with me, and I said, "Cam, we need to rub beards for this scene." And he said, "No, I cannot rub beards." And then he forgot to print his boarding pass whenever he was trying to go to Rome with us. Yeah, we took an excursion to Rome, and he didn't print his boarding pass, so he didn't end up going. I hate Cameron.
I was never on set with Cameron.
My least favorite character was Cameron playing himself, because I don't like him. My favorite character is Crystal, because she was the most well-rounded character in the film. As an intern on the set, I did not get paid.
Drew and Jackie got paid?
Marcus didn't necessarily pay me. I think I probably paid him more than he paid me, but he was good to me on set. Very, very good to me on set.
Remember he gave me $200?
Cameron got paid how much?
I'm kind of in a bad spot right now.
Kyle. Don't get me started on Kyle, okay? Kyle, I came to set one day. I was carrying a mocha frappuccino, of course. That's the drink that I love. Our intern, Andy Flood, he got it for me. Kyle came up to me and he says, "Can I have a sip of that?" I say, "Kyle, who do you think you're talking to right now?" He says, "I'm talking to Drew." And I say, "You shut the hell up and get out of here." And of course, during the rape scene, he insisted that we actually rape him, which I thought, quite honestly, was kind of going outside the bounds of the film, but he just sort of really insisted on it. And he also insisted no lube.
My favorite scene was probably the first set of hallucinations that Drew had while on his crazy drugs.
The dream sequence, that was really great stuff. Really moved me what Cam and Drew did in that little room.
I love me, I love me, I love me.
Yeah, I wanted to be in other Marcus Helbling movies, films actually, but just wasn't really asked again. I keep emailing Marcus, but he hasn't gotten back to me, so.
Said very unprofessional. Very unprofessional. I was very disappointed with the way he went about filming. A pain, to say the least. But, you know, I gotta give respect to the guy. I mean, he got me where I am today. I mean, look at me. I got it all. Money, women, children.
Marcus's death was definitely tragic for me. God, he's one of the best fucks I've ever had. But other than that, yeah, I mean, life's gone on without him. We'll always remember him. He got his star on the Walk of Fame. So, I mean, he lived a good life, and he's directed some really highly influential films, both in the art film world and the exotic film world. So he's admired by many.
I'm a very successful actor now. As I know, Kyle has basically devolved into grimy nothingness. Jackie, she's on and off. She does a few things now and then, but she's settled down with Cameron. They've been living their life. Cameron himself, you know, he's profiting off of Marcus's death, but who am I to judge? Cameron
Telker, who played himself in the film, we actually had an odd fling for a while, and we were married for 6-7 months maybe, but that didn't really work out. I don't know what he's doing now. I haven't seen him since the divorce.
I don't really remember.
I remember living in poverty for a while, and I kind of had my big break with this director, Marcus, that I'd been seeing for a while, and he introduced me to a couple of friends of his that were into making more exotic films, and I agreed because why not? You only live once. Yellow.
I met him, I think, a day before we filmed. That's actually when he told me he wanted me in the film. And I didn't really get to know him. I talked with him for maybe 15 minutes. So, that's it. He's dead.
Marcus died?
I miss King Marcus.
I believe I was the child who was killed at some point.
Well, Jackie, you know, Jackie was, she was a charm to work with, to be quite honest. I mean, Marcus always said that we were very well together, so he would often cast us in adjoining roles. I'm not sure about the abortion scene. It was a little strange, but you know, what are you gonna do? If you have to abort, you gotta abort.
The abortion scene, I think, and it pains me to say this because it was my first film, but I do believe that was the peak of my acting career. I really felt it that day, and it was painful because Marcus doesn't believe in pretend. He believes in just going full force and getting up in there, so it's definitely been a painful but rewarding memory for me to have.
Jackie really shoved those scissors up her vagina. I mean, that was probably why people thought her new career path was so good for her, just sticking things up there. The scene at the end is it's pretty great. That was actually the first time I ever been window shopping, ever. So what you see on the screen is really my emotions coming out.
Well, the ending to the film, it affected my life in a few different ways. For one, I was very, very depressed for weeks after the film was over. Professionally, it really boosted me up. Taking Oxycontin. You know, I won Golden Globe, hydrocodone, an Emmy, Tylenol PM, Pulitzer, Sudafed as well. But it was a tough time after that because you know, since being the actor that I am, I'm a method actor, as you know. So I got very, very into the character. So quite literally, I basically died inside.
Carl, this is not a good time. Please stop filming. Carl, I'm serious. This is not a good time.
I'm getting sick again. Well, sometimes you just gotta get up, look outside, tell yourself it's gonna be okay, and then make it okay.
Alright guys, are you ready?
Well, people freak out over Christmas.
Wise men
say, only fools rush in.
You're rushing us, Drew. God damn it. Are you recording?
I can't help falling in love with you.
Okay, you're out of the shot now. You're out of the shot. Go home.